is the best center build in NBA 2K25. Now you guys know I'm usually a guard or even a lockdown, but after making this center build, 2K25 is way more fun. I set some of the biggest screens you'll ever see while playing 2K. Definitely given some of my players concussions, possibly CTE, and other major brain injuries just because of how crazy this build's strength is. And this is by far the best rebounding build that I've seen all year. I legitimately jump over everybody and get rebound after rebound no matter who I'm going up against. This clip is from one of my first games ever on this build with only silver badges. I jumped over one of the best centers in the game for this insane rebound in the stage. My favorite part about this build is that it plays defense. There's a lot of center builds this year that are really slow and terrible at getting stops. This build gets a ton of steals and blocks, and I actually enjoy playing defense when I'm on this build. And the most surprising thing about this build is that I can shoot threes consistently. You're probably wondering, Solo, why is that surprising? Well, it's surprising because this build is an inside center and it has a 25 3-point rating. That's the lowest 3-point rating in the entire game. But when I have 2-way tenacity, it's like I have a 99 3-pointer. Subscribe if you guys still haven't. I'm putting y'all on today. A lot of people have been asking me to post this build, and I'm even going to show 4 different variations of this build in case you want to make it yourself. And if you want to see me go on 100 game win streaks of this build, follow me on twitch.tv/solo_. I stream all my games. I'm a top 27 rep player in the world right now, and I just won a 96 game win streak the other day. Don't miss the streams. Link in the description. Come through, drop a follow, and say what's good. Jameis Winston for 1 yard. LeBron James for 1 point. Patrick Mahomes for 1 yard. Luka Doncic for 1 point. These are all specials you'll get on Underdog Fantasy when you sign up using my code SOLO. It's really simple. You just pick higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, and Underdog allows you to make up to 8 picks. So I mix and match different sports. You guys can do any sport that you want. I literally have everything from the main sports to even gaming like Counter-Strike, esports, Valorant, racing. They have so much. And $10 would turn to over 2,000 if all my picks were correct. I personally love doing fantasy drafts, and they have a ton of different fantasy drafts for every single sport. Signing up with code SOLO will not only give you these free specials, but it'll also give you up to $1,000 in bonus credit. Sign up today. Let's have some fun, but be sure to play responsibly. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to show you guys the best center build in the game that I created myself. I really do love these videos. Of course, we're gonna, by the way, want to go with create your own. We're not going to go with pro-tuned NBA builds or community builds. We want to start from scratch. I really like making these videos because I spend days trying to perfect and make the best builds possible. And in these videos, I literally explain everything down to the last detail so that you guys know exactly where I'm coming from. Now, none of this really matters, so if you're making this build yourself, hand in this jersey number, that's up to you. Like I said in the intro, I will be showing 4 different variations of this build in this video. All of them will have the same exact physicals, so we're going to be going center for all of them. Now, as far as the height for center builds go, there is somewhat of a debate. A lot of people like to go 7 foot flat for their centers. I even made a 7 foot shooting center. You could also make a 7 foot non-shooting center and inside build. Smash the like button if you guys want to see my 7 foot center build video, but the one that I'm showing you guys today is actually a 6'9" center. The reason that I went 6'9" is for the speed and agility. Look at it on the bottom of your screen. You guys can see 80 speed, 75 agility if we were to max it out. Now with a 7 foot center, you guys see the speed and agility drops down drastically. A 55 agility is so slow. I want to be able to use this build on the 2s, the 3s, the 5s court, every single court, and I want to be able to play defense. And don't worry about the rebounding because we're going to have a 99 rebounding, and I'm going to go really high. I'm basically going to max out the vertical, which a lot of other centers don't even do. Pretty much every defensive build in the game, you're going to want to max out the wingspan, so we're going to do that 7'5" on the wingspan, and then we're going to bring our weight down to 248. Now we have the most important part of the build making process. We have the attribute screen. The first version of the build that I'm going to be showing you guys is going to be the version that I have, but you guys need to know that I have a ton of cap breakers. I'm one of the highest ranked rep players in the game right now, and I have 11 cap breakers on my build, so my build is going to be way better than someone that's starting out on day 1 and is a rookie 1 rep. So today you guys are really going to see how crazy of a build I can make with 11 cap breakers. But the version that I made, I actually kind of invested in it. This is going to be for 16 cap breakers so that when I do hit legend 1, I won't have to make a new build. This build is about to be crazy. First things first, we're going to go down and we're going to be upgrading our rebounding. Of course, we are a center and we're going to be getting some crazy rebounding stats. Now I am going to stop at a 94 because with the cap breakers, if you don't know what a cap breaker is, basically you can put extra attributes on your build. You can do 5 per category. And for this build, we're going to have 16 cap breakers. So I'm going to be putting +5 on my offensive rebound. And then what's crazy about this build is that we're going to get double 99. at Legend 1, I'm gonna go with a 94 defensive rebound. I have really not seen any other person upload a build like this on YouTube. I haven't even seen anyone with a build like this in the stage, the park. I have not seen this anywhere. We're gonna have a 99 offensive rebound and a 99 defensive rebound. Now, once again, this is a Legend 1 rep build. You're gonna need a lot of cap breakers to make this build work. I've been grinding like crazy. Here's my updated record on the screen right here. I am like 3,000 and something and 200. Like, I have like 4,000 games played. The hard work, the grinding, all of that does pay off because you can make some insane builds when you're a high rep. And so with the +5 on our offensive and defensive rebounding, we're gonna get Legend Rebound Chaser. Right now it's gold, but with the +5, of course, we're gonna have 99 both. That will go to Legend. Then we're also gonna have Legend Box Out Beast, which we will upgrade our strength later, so you'll see that badge light up in a second. Matter of fact, let's do the strength right now. Strength is another attribute that is very, very expensive in the builder, just like rebounding, especially if you're gonna go really high, like into the 90s. So with our strength, we're gonna go with a 91. You might have been thinking, oh, Solo's gonna get a 99 strength. This build's about to be insane. It still is crazy, but basically the only thing we're not getting is a Legend Brick Wall, but you can max +1 brick wall to Legend if you want. We are going to be putting 5 more cap breakers on strength, so that's 5 on O board. Right now I only have 5 on O board. I'm waiting. My D board is only a 94 on my actual build. Once I hit Legend 1, I'm gonna put the 5 on that. So we have 5 on O board, 5 on D board, and then 5 on strength. So we're gonna have a 96 strength. That will of course give us Legend Box Out Beast. As you guys can see, you need a 96 strength for that, and then it will also give us Hall of Fame brick wall. Like I said, you can max +1 that with your badge perks and get Legend brick wall if you want. We're also going to be getting a ton of other badges that just aren't lit up yet because we have to upgrade things like post control, interior defense, perimeter defense, all that type of stuff. We'll get to that in a second. Now, real quick, I'm going to max out our speed and agility. This is very, very important when it comes to defense. And like I said, I want to be able to play defense. There's a lot of centers right now that are going with 7-foot centers and they just sit in the paint. They're not really anywhere on defense. They're not playing defense at all. They're just kind of playing for rebounds. But especially if you want to play 3s or 5s or even 2s, I like to play defense on 2s. A lot of centers just kind of sit under the rim and hope the guard misses. They don't really hedge at all, but I like the speed. I like the agility. This build is about to be crazy on defense, especially when you see what we upgrade. Steal on a build is very, very important in 2K25. It's pretty much important every single year. And I see a lot of centers that, especially the 7-foot centers, they'll just go like with a 60 steal, get that bronze interceptor, and that's pretty much it. Like, they're getting the default lane animations. They're not really getting much else. You're not really scared of them getting crazy lanes or ripping it off you. They don't even have glove. But on this build, we're getting a really high steal. Like I said, we're playing defense. We're going to go ahead and get a 85 steal for gold interceptor, and you could even max +1 this up to Hall of Fame if you would like. I do even get on ball rip animations with the silver glove. I don't go for them too much because centers, that's just kind of out of body for a center. You know, you don't really want to be trying to rip the ball out of like the point guard's hands or something. You kind of want to be sitting back, probably playing under the screen, but I can get on ball plucks with silver glove if I want to. Next up, we're going to be upgrading our perimeter defense. Like I said, of course, I said this like 10 times now, we're playing defense. A lot of centers will not go this high on their perimeter defense, but if I need to switch onto the guard, especially when I'm playing 3s, you know, if you're playing stage, that's going to happen a lot. You're gonna have to, you know, pull up your pants and guard the point guard on the ISO when he gets the switch, and I am absolutely able to do that with an 84 perimeter defense. We have silver challenger, gold immovable, gold off ball pest, which doesn't really matter too much, bronze on ball menace. And this is one thing about the build, I really would like to get silver because you guys can see we only need 1 more perimeter defense, but the agility, 76 agility is needed. We're already maxed out at a 75, and if we wanted to lower our weight to get the 76 agility, we wouldn't be able to get the 96 strength. So as you guys can see, there's a lot that goes into this build. Trust me, I've thought about every single scenario. I've thought about everything. There's a lot of math, a lot of science, whatever you want to say, that goes into this process. And then we of course also have silver pick dodger. Next up, we're going to be upgrading our, let's do our interior defense. We're going to go to a 74 for bronze post lockdown, and then with our block, we're going to be putting this up to a 78 block. You guys can see we get bronze paint patroller, and we will be getting high flying denier when we upgrade our vertical. So let's actually do that right now. Now, a lot of centers will just go with the default like 80 vertical. They see a lot of center builds, right? A lot of center builds, a lot of other YouTubers will tell you, oh, just go with 80. That's fine. It looks like a nice number, you know, 79, that looks ass, right? But if you go 80, that's kind of nice. We're not going with that minimum default BS that a lot of people be telling you. Vertical is very, very important when it comes to rebounding. You saw it in the clips in the intro. I jump over people with my crazy vertical. A lot of other centers are not going high in the vertical. It's kind of a stat that they kind of just push to the side and they're like, all right, I'm just cool with the 80. Nah, when I was making my center build, that was one of my points of emphasis, was getting a very high vertical. You guys see some finishing stats are coming up with it up top there. We're going to go with a 90 vertical. I did want to go, max it out with a 91. If we do get another +1 cap breaker from level 40 next season, or maybe season 4 or something, I would put that on my vertical to get a 91 vertical. We're getting a 90 vertical. That is insane. You guys can also see we get silver high flying denier with our block and our vertical, silver aerial wizard, gold pogo stick, and we will be getting posterizer and rise up in a second. Pass accuracy is very, very important, especially for centers. Now, a lot of casual centers or beginners or people that don't look up build videos, but let's just say people that are misinformed or are just not thinking straight, are going to think, oh, I'm a center, I just got to set screens, play D, grab boards. Nah, you also need to throw passes, you need to throw breaks, especially if you're going to play rec, if you're going to play pro-am, any 5v5 mode, even the threes, you're going to need to, come down with the board and throw the break. So we're going crazy with the pass accuracy on this build. I'm going to be a facilitator, and we're going to get a 91 pass accuracy, and we're going to put one of our cap breakers onto pass accuracy. We're going to get a 92 pass accuracy, which will give us Hall of Fame Dimer, which you can max +1 and get to legend. That's right, we're gonna have legend dimer. Our guards are not going to be missing off of our passes. And then we have silver versatile visionary, gold break starter, and silver bailout. Standing dunk is very, very important. A lot of people think driving dunk is really important and they think it's more important than standing dunk. I can see why you'd think that, but if you play the game a lot, standing dunk's more important, especially for centers, lockdowns as well, and just driving dunk in general. Right now, until they patch it, maybe in season 3 we'll see that, it's just not really good. Like, the dunk meter's not good. In 2K24 it was crazy, but in 25 this year it's not that good. So standing dunk matters a lot. We also want this rise up badge, makes it easier to dunk when under the basket. That is one of the main reasons, and we get pretty much every single standing dunk package when we get a really high standing dunk. So the mix of the dunk packages and the rise up badge is really what we're going for. We're going to go with an 81 standing dunk. A lot of centers either go 81 or they go 90. I think 90 is a little overkill, although I will show you guys a variation in a second of this build that does have a 90 standing dunk. We're gonna go with an 81, get silver rise up, and then we also have silver aerial wizard. Now, something else that I did want to grab was posterizer. Again, we're not really gonna be trying to run in and dunk on people. That's not the point of this build. It's not an interior finisher. And even if you did put your driving dunk to a 99 right now, you're just not doing that. Like, the dunks just don't go crazy this year. You really can't poster people unless you get kind of lucky, even if you have a 99. So we will go with a 73 driving dunk for that bronze posterizer. Just so you guys know, at the very end of the video, I will show you guys all of the animations that you guys want to put on this build, the motion style, the dunk packages, everything. Now, we pretty much have one attribute left to spend, and you guys can go ahead and throw this on vertical to get a 91 vertical if you want. I realized on the build that I made, I low-key messed it up. I did put some on post control. I have a 66 post control, which, as you guys can see, gives you silver hook specialist, bronze post powerhouse. So that's what I did, and then I had my midi up one and my free throw up one. So that's what I did on my main build, but low key, I don't know if that's the way. You could just go 56 post control and then go 91 on the vertical. And if you guys are skipping to this part in the video, of course, make sure to subscribe, because this build took me days to figure out how to, make it exactly perfect. I really do think it's the best center build in the game. And again, I have 16 cap breakers, at least when I hit legend 1. This is a legend 1 build. So we're going to put 5 cap breakers on O board. We're going to have a 99. We're going to put another 5 on D board. We're going to have a 99. We're going to put another 5 cap breakers on strength for a 96 strength, which will give us Hall of Fame brick wall, legend box out beast. We could even max +1 our brick wall to legend if we want. We're gonna have double 99 O board and D board, which will give us legend rebound chaser. And then we're gonna put our last cap breaker on pass accuracy for a 92, which gives us Hall of Fame dimer. This build is absolutely insane. As you guys can see, it can finish, it can pass, throw the breaks, it's gonna play defense. A lot of other center builds are not playing defense like us. They're not gonna be able to play defense on the perimeter like us when we switch onto the guard. Like I've said millions of times, I want to be able to play defense as a center. I don't want to just sit paint and stand under the hoop and try to get the board. We also have the 80 speed, 75 agility, and we have a really high vertical. That's one of the main points of this build, is to be jumping over all the other centers that are dumb, that made their build with like an 80 vertical or lower. Some people want even lower, which is just crazy to me. This is the badge overview in the top right hand corner of your screen. But again, we have so many cap breakers to spend that we're gonna have like multiple different legend badges, rebound chaser, possibly brick wall, box out beat, beast. Dimer's going to be legend if we want to max +1 it. There's so many different badges that will be increased once we put our cap breakers on. And I'll even show you what the build looks like with the cap breakers on it in a second, but real quick, we do have the takeovers. Now there's not too many on this build, there's only 9, but as you guys can see in the bottom right corner, you can see everything that is increased. You can see the takeover abilities that we get. Board beast, we also have Great Wall, Horse, Orchestrator, the Claw, Physicality, Mirror, Grit, and Break Igniter. Now the 2 that I could recommend is Grit and Great Wall, because you get the takeover ability, Blockade. This is the takeover that puts people on the ground when you set screens on them. It's the best takeover right now for centers, so I'd probably recommend you to use the Great Wall takeover. But now, what are going to be the shades of this build, and what is the build going to be called? We get shades of Ben Wallace, Steven Adams, and Robert Williams. It's really good to see shades of Ben Wallace, one of the best defensive centers of all time, and you have built a 2-way break starter is going to be what it says. So I did just load in on my 2-way break starter, and this is what it's looking like with my cap breakers. Right now I only have 11, so like I said, we're gonna get the 92 pass accuracy for Dimer, we're gonna get the 99 O board for Legend Rebound Chaser and Legend Box Out Beast, and we also cap break our strength up to a 96. And when I do hit Legend 1, I'm gonna get 5 more cap breakers, so we're gonna have double 99 on our rebounding, which is just going to be insane. I have not seen anybody do that yet in 2K25. This is what the cap breaker screen looks like. You guys could see 1 on pass accuracy, 5 on strength, 5 on no board. You can't put more than 5 on a category. I thought about all of this when I was creating the build, because you got to be thinking about your cap breakers. Even if you're only a starter 3, even if you only got a couple of them, you got to be thinking about it when you're making your build if you want to make the best possible build. Real quick, here is the badges that I currently have with this build. This is what it looks like. You guys can see Legend Box Out Beast, Gold Break Starter, just to name a few. Gold Interceptor. We have Legend Rebound Chaser with that 99 O board, and then the tier 2 badges: Legend Brick Wall, Silver Challenger, Hall of Fame Dimer. It's looking crazy. Gold Immovable Enforcer. And here are the rest. The only badge that I don't have maxed out yet is Pogo Stick. This can also go to Legend. And then if we go over to the badge perks, this is the setup that I'm running right now. We have max +1 on Brick Wall to get this on Legend, and then we have max +1 on Paint Patroller, which I don't even know if that's the move. I could probably put this on Glove and get Gold Glove, or we could do Interceptors, definitely the wave. So we're gonna go Hall of Fame Interceptor, or you could even go Break Starter if you want Hall of Fame Break Starter. These are the 2 badges that I elevated off rip, and these are the badges that I had on maximum overdrive. Okay, so here's variation 2 of the build. I'm going to show you the changes that we're going to make, and this is going to be for people that are veteran 2 rep, or maybe you're like starter 5 and you just want to invest in a build because eventually you're going to be veteran 2 and you're going to have 11 cap breakers, or even maybe you're starting out on the game and you're like a rookie 3 or something, and you'll probably get to eventually veteran 2. This is the build that I would make. So to start, we're going to take our defensive rebound down to an 89. Unlike the first build, we're not going to get double 99 for our rebounding for both offensive and defensive. That's just too expensive. You're going to need more cap breakers if you want to make an OP build like that. We're also going to take 3 down on our post control. It doesn't really matter too much. And then on this variation of the build, I decided that we are going to get a 90 standing dunk. So bang, those were the real quick changes. Now we're going to, of course, we have 11 cap breakers. We're veteran 2, like we said, on this build. So we're going to put 5 on O board to get a 99 O board. We're going to have, Legend Rebound Chaser, and we're going to have Legend Box Out Beast, because we're going to put our other 5 on strength. So we're going to have Legend Box Out Beast. We're going to have Hall of Fame Brick Wall, which you could max +1 up to Legend. And then with the 11th cap breaker, we're going to, of course, put this on pass accuracy to get that Hall of Fame Dimer. We do get even more takeovers on this version of the build compared to the first one, I assume because we have a higher standing dunk. I think I didn't really look too much into this. Yeah, we have Brute, that wasn't there before. Elevate, these ones weren't there before. But of course, I would go with the Great Wall takeover for that takeover ability. Blockade, you're going to be dropping people on their ass with this takeover ability. Let's see what the shades are, and let's see what the build is called. Shades of Ben Wallace, Robert Williams, and Steven Adams, the same shades from the other build, and I assume the build name is going to be the exact same. We have built a 2-way interior playmaker. Okay, so it is a little bit different here. We do have the interior with the higher finishing in the build name now. Now we have the third version of this build, and this is going to be the version of the build that a lot of you guys make because you only need 5 to 6 cap breakers in order to make this version of the build. So if you are a starter 3, you get your first 5 cap breakers at that rep level, which many people will be starter 3 this year. It doesn't take too long to get there. And then if you do get the 6th cap breaker from getting level 40 in one of the seasons, that's how you get the 6th cap breaker. So we're going to start off by bringing our standing dunk down to an 81. We're also going to take our post control down to a 61. We're going to take our layup and our driving dunk down by 2 to a 53 and a 73. Close shot can stay at a 79. Then we're going to take our D board down to an 85. As these builds get worse and we have less cap breakers to work with, the rebounding does get a little bit worse. Like I said, on the build that I made, I'm going to have double 99 O board and D board, but you just can't do that when you only have 5 cap breakers to work with. And we will be putting those 5 cap breakers that we have on O board. So we will get legend rebound chaser and we will get legend box out beast because we are going to be putting our strength up all the way to a 96, which I just have to tweak this build a little bit more. And the way that we're going to get the 96 strength is by lowering our vertical a couple. Vertical is a stat that isn't really tied to too many badges. It's just kind of one of those extra stats that will help you jump and, you know, jump over people to get better rebounds. I know, like D board, by getting a crazy high D board, we're not really unlocking any other badges because, you know, we're going to get all those badges with our insane O board. It's a stat that you can take down if you have to, and we kind of have to on this version of the build because we need that 96 strength, which will give us legend box out beast when we put the 5 cap breakers on our offensive rebound. So we're going to put 5 cap breakers on O board, and we're going to put our last cap breaker, if you do hit level 40 from the season pass, onto pass accuracy to get that Hall of Fame dimer. And if you guys only have 5 cap breakers and you never hit level 40, then I would still take down my vertical maybe to an 85 and then put my pass accuracy up 1 to a 92 because the Hall of Fame dimer is probably better than 2 vertical points if you had to ask me. So this is the version of the build that I assume a lot of you guys will make if you are going to copy a version of my build from this video, because I know a lot of you guys are going to play thousands of games this year and get all the way up to veteran 2 or legend 1 like myself. This build right here is insane though. It's going to play a lot better defense than a lot of people. A lot of people went, you know, with slower builds. They went with taller centers, and they also went with like lower steal, lower perimeter. We're going to be playing D on this build. I've kind of stressed that a lot in this video. And you guys can see the takeovers, kind of very similar takeovers to the other builds, kind of like the first build I showed you. And I would of course go with the Great Wall takeover, which gives you the blockade takeover ability. Now it's time to see the shades of this build and see what the build name is. No surprise here, Ben Wallace, Steven Adams, and Robert Williams. We get the same shades on all of the builds we've made. There is one more variation I want to show you guys, and it says you have built a 2-way break starter. Now, the last variation of this center build that I'm going to show you guys is going to be for people that are absolute beginners. If you are a rookie 1 and you think, you know, I'm only going to play 100, 200, 300 part games, I'm not going to be the highest rep in the world, you know, I might just be a rookie all year, this is the build that you would make if you weren't going to grind rep and get some of the cap breakers from the rep reward. So first things first, we're going to take 2 down on a vertical, so we're going to go to 85. Then we're also not going to be able to get as high of a pass accuracy. You could do it if you want to take down like your perimeter D, your steal, or some other stats, maybe get less rebounding, but I don't know. I'm just going to sacrifice some of the pass accuracy on this build. We're going to go to an 87, which still does get gold break starter and gold dimer, and you guys could even max +1 this in the badge perk section if you want to go higher. And then we're also going to take our ball handle down to a 57. This will allow us to get a higher offensive rebound. With all the other builds, we only had a 94 because we have 5 cap breakers to spend to get us up to 99. Now on this build, we're not going to have a 99 rebounding because cap breakers, they really make it easy to get a 99, but the builder is very limited. And so on this build, and we're gonna have to lower our D board to an 81, we're only gonna get a 96 offensive rebound, which gives us Hall of Fame rebound chaser, Hall of Fame pogo, and Hall of Fame box out beast. This is still really good. And hey, if you do ever get to starter 3 rep and get 5 cap breakers, you can easily put 3 of them on your O board to get this 99. It would of course give you legend rebound chaser and legend box out beast. And I believe we would actually not get legend pogo because our vertical is a little bit too low. That's fine. And to finish off this build, we're going to put 1 attribute on interior defense, and this is going to be the final variation, the 0 cap breaker day 1 build that I would make if it was my first time playing 2K25. This is what I would make, and this is what I would go with. 96 strength is absolutely crazy. We're gonna be setting big bodies. We got the 96 O board for the Hall of Fame rebounding badges. We have very good defense, as you guys can see, very high pass accuracy for a center, and solid finishing with our silver rise up. That is crucial. And I will be showing you guys the dunk packages, the motion styles, everything as far as the animations go that you are going to want to put on. These are the takeovers we get. We actually do get some extra ones. I think unit, I don't know if that was in the other builds, but it looks like we have 11 takeovers on this build. And I would of course go with the Great Wall takeover. When you get into the park or whatever, go to your takeovers and put on Great Wall. Here's the badge overview, by the way. Of course, we won't be spending cap breakers on this build most likely, and you guys can see we have 4 Hall of Fame badges: Rebound Chaser, Pogo, Box Out Beast, and then also Brick Wall. What are the shades gonna be? What is the build gonna be called? Ben Wallace, Steven Adams, and Robert Williams III. Again, we got the same shades in all 4 variations of the build. Is it the same build name? It's gonna say you have built a 2-way interior playmaker. So just like the second version of this build, we got the same name. As far as the animations for these center builds go, this is what I've been using. There isn't really anything crazy, and I've been using base motion style, so you guys could use that if you want, but honestly, I just never got around to changing it. So the best one to use for centers is probably going to be Drew Eubanks. Jalen Suggs is also really solid. I'm actually probably going to be using that. You guys can mess around with them though. Eubanks or Suggs, really good options. I'm going to just throw on Suggs. You guys can see all the, post hop, post hook, all those animations that I have on dribble, pull up, pro 2. We're not really going to be doing much shooting, but this is what we are here for, the dunk style. So we have on no 2-foot dunks. I don't really like 2-foot dunks. I think 1-foot dunks are better. And you guys will see we have on the basic 2-handers off 1 dunk package, and that's actually going to be it for the 1-foot dunks. Now for the standing dunks, this is what matters a lot. You got to make sure that you're putting these dunks on. Some people are going to make center builds and they're going to forget to put these on. 2-hand under basket athletic dunks. You guys can see the requirement in the bottom right, standing dunk 80 plus. We of course have that in all the variations of the build that I showed you. Then we're also going to get elite basket rim pulls, which you unlock at a 70. Standing dunk signature dunks, I do not have any on. I don't like to get blocked, so a lot of these are going to be a little flashy. You're probably also seeing like city dunks. Why doesn't he have any city dunks on or anything like that? I don't want to get blocked, so that's why I don't put them on. For alley-oops, we have pro alley-oops on. I don't have the flashy ones on because I don't want to get blocked, and that's going to be it for our dunks. Subscribe if you guys haven't. Yes, I'm talking to you. You watching this video, click that subscribe button, please. It means a lot. If you want to see my shooting centers and more center builds, click the video popping up your screen right now.